Hello guys, welcome to autolatestcars.com. We are now testing one of the most important city car of the year 2024. It's the new Suzuki Swift. This car is not made in Hungary like the previous generation. This car is made in Japan, so it definitely should have a very good reliability in time. I don't know, 15 years or 200,000 kilometers. So every time when we speak about Suzuki brand, you have to keep in mind that this brand, it's a entry-level low brand for the Japanese manufacturer. This car, it's entry-level. It costs around 50 or 60,000 euros in Europe. It's like the price of range of Dacia Sandero with some optionals. But the new Swift 2024, it's a new car. The guys from Suzuki Romania, Rădăcini Motors, told us that this car is brand new, the new platform. So it's the empty weight is like 880 kilograms. So it's very light. So Suzuki made a very big change for the new Swift, because everybody knows Swift. Everybody knows that the previous generation was a bestseller because it was a very economical and city friendly car. So if you are a girl, you want a city car, you definitely should look at this new generation of Swift compared with the Renault Clio. Renault Clio, it's an older one, it's an older generation car. Dacia Sandero, it's cheaper but has only 2 stars Euro NCAP, so safety. Dacia has a lot of safety problems. If you keep in mind that this car has 5 stars Euro NCAP, it wasn't tested, but I believe that it's going to reach 5 stars Euro NCAP. So safety top. Another thing that is very important of this new generation is the key. The key is very small. It's the smallest key you'll definitely have in your hand in 2024. In the back, the new design has the new stop lights, but the car actually, when you compare it with the previous generation, it's the same. The length, the width, the everything, it's almost the same. So if you drive on an older generation of Swift, when you hop up in this one, it's like business as usual. This is the medium level. This is not entry level, so medium level equipment. Do you have at this equipment? Do you have rear parking sensors, alloy wheels? So if you want to know that this car, if you drive a Suzuki made in Japan, the OE tires are Yokohama. This is made in Japan. Blue Earth ES32 tires. It's an eco tire. It's okay. Compared with the previous generation, do you have the new car? It's quite nice. Everybody talks about a lot of the design, the new front with the lower front, but of course you are watching Autolatest cars, so we don't talk about the design, because the design is in the eye of the beholder. So we are talking about the technical specifications, the engines, the way if you want to buy it or not. When you watch us, you definitely discover new things about new cars. So the most important thing of the new generation of Swift is under the bonnet. Okay, let's open it. So under the hood of the new car, you will receive a new 3-cylinder 1.2 liter. This is a new generation of petrol engine. It's smaller. It doesn't have 4 cylinders. It has only 3, but the weight of the car is so light, 850 horsepower. And this engine develops 83 or 82 horsepower and 120 Newton meters, and I believe me, it's enough for the 850 kilograms empty. It's enough. You will see the new engine has as a technology multi-point fuel injection, not direct injection. Direct injection, you know, it has a lot of problem with the high pressure pump, with the carbon deposit of the valve. So this is an MPI engine, and classic engine. So if you want a city car that you could drive 20 years and 200,000 or 300,000 kilometers, this is the one. It's not turbo, it's normally aspirated, and if you watch it in 2024, you will see, oh, it's an old school engine. Suzuki has done it wrong. No, Suzuki actually is the most pragmatic city manufacturer of city cars, because this engine, Euro 6, of course, Temp E, not DE, the new norm, almost Euro 7. It's going to be the most reliable engine on the market. So you don't have direct fuel injection, problematic direct fuel injection. You don't have turbo engine. This is aspirated, and of course you have a very light, very light car. So another big advantage of this Swift compared with the competition, it is that the Japanese mounted on this engine 5-speed manual gearbox, not a 6-speed. So when you're talking about user friendliness in town, you definitely don't want a 6-speed gearbox. You want a 5-speed because the gears are longer and it's more fun to drive. Of course, the bonnet has a protection, sound protection. Of course, it's made in Japan. It doesn't have a system to keep the bonnet on. Open, but the car, all around the car, it's made quite good. The inside materials are Suzuki style, so you could consider them low cost compared with the more expensive cars. But this car actually at that price range, it's best off from my point of view, because the new Swift, it has an engine that is going to run forever from my point of view. The road handling of the car, it's much better compared with the previous generation. Actually, I've tested 5 days ago the last Ignis. So the last Ignis was somehow bumpy, a lot of 1990s Suzuki style feeling on the inside on the bumpy roads. The new Swift is much composed. It has a German-like style road handling, which is it's a best thing. So the new engine, you don't have to be afraid of it. A lot of cars from mass media actually don't want to speak about the fact that the engine is too small. It has only 3 cylinders and 1.2 liter, but the system with mild hybrid system with a special alternator actually makes a good companion with this engine, and actually is providing you with a very good fuel consumption. So for more tech inside, let's go inside and talk about the technical specification of the most classic new car from the European market in 2024, the new Swift 2024, of course, with an MPI engine. Okay, we are inside. Let's start it. First of all, the new dashboard, it's quite different. The air intakes are down here. The multimedia, it's down there. It's upper, mounted upper like a Toyota, which is not quite a good thing, but it's a decent one. Okay, let's start it. This is the 2024 Suzuki Swift 1.2, a new graphic, decent graphic. Of course, that fuel consumption in Bucharest, bumper to bumper, not economically, so it's a very fast driving. The new multimedia system is decent. You don't have any problems with that. This is the medium level car. It has a manual air conditioning. It doesn't have auto. This is manual, but manual is like a digital. It's like Climatic on the former VW cars. You have a stop and start. You could connect it Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, but as I told you, under the bonnet, you'll receive a 5-speed gearbox, which has a very good. The stick shift is quite good. Down there you have an USB, 2 USB, one USB-C, one USB-C, and one USB 12 volt. Socket. Down here do you have the ESP off, lane departure off, collision warning off, which is very pragmatic, and that's very nice from my point of view. Stop and start, of course you don't shut it. The steering wheel is actually the same of the previous generation, but the inside it's quite different, because you have this light theme on the dashboard, but the plastic is plastic. So the engine, we are talking about the car from our test. The engine is called Z12E. This is called Z12E. It has 82 or 83 horsepower at 5,700 RPM, 111 Newton meters. Sorry, I told you to 120. Multiple frame injection. The standard is 5-speed manual, optional CVT. If you drive in town, and if you want to make this car to drive 300,000 kilometers, go for the manual, because it's decent, it's okay. You definitely won't need the CVT. The engine is it has a mild hybrid. It's called 12V ISG system. It's curious because the standard range, this one, it has 150 millimeters ground clearance, but if you drive on Swift with the all-wheel drive system, you'll have 140. Length 3.860 meters. So the car actually, it's okay. Maximum speed of this car 165. Believe me, it could go faster. 0-112.5. Euro 6, average fuel consumption 4.4. So if you want to drive a normal car in 2024, and you will definitely won't have a lot of problems. Look at this. This is the actually Suzuki Romania. You will have the new Swift. You will have 7 years warranty. So 3 years standard warranty from Suzuki Europe, and 7 from Romanian dealers, and road assistance 3 years. So this car actually drives quite well. It's important to know that Suzuki actually makes very reliable cars and very user-friendly in town. So everybody that drove an, I don't know, a big SUV in town and believe that he drives the most important car, the most safe car in town. When you drive a 3-cylinder Swift, you'll definitely get a smile on his face, because it's quite easy to drive, very, very nice to drive. Fuel consumption 7.7. This is fast driving, not economical. The real fuel consumption in the last 200 kilometers or so, it was 6.87 liters. So 7 liters at 100 kilometers per 100 kilometers is like a previous Sandero with a 1.5 diesel engine, or a Clio with diesel engine. So you'll have a fuel consumption of compared with the diesel engine, but you don't have the problems with the diesel, like fuel injection, EGR, turbo, and so on. Much more expensive diesel in 2024 compared with the petrol. So the car inside is quite decent. You'll definitely have a good stay. The seats are very comfortable. Much more, the inside position is much better compared with the Dacia or Renault. So this is made in Japan. Clio is made in Turkey, and Sandero is made in Morocco. So if you want actually a very reliable car made in Japan, go for the Suzuki Swift. No matter in what country are you, the 5-speed gearbox is decent, and actually the multimedia system is decent. This is standard, and I could show you much more graphics on that. So 6.2 hours driving, 163 milliliters, 21 minutes stopped. This is torque and power. I don't know why. This is from the previous generation booster jet. You don't have turbo here, so this is acceleration, brake. I don't know why what's with this graphic. And of course, like a hybrid system, you have engine, petrol engine, electric engine, which is the electric alternator, and the battery level, kilometers, and that's it. So this car, it's very fun to drive. Go if you go in a vacation in the islands in Greece and Mediterranean, go and rent a Swift if you have this new one, because it's quite decent. It's beautiful. This car doesn't have a lot of problems, and the price tag, which is, I don't know, very, very low compared with the Dacia the level of Dacia, it's a very big problem for Renault and Dacia, because this car is much better than those from the French and Romanian manufacturers. Thank you.